Alrighty.
Here we go.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome on in. It's good to see everyone. Welcome in, Nazario. Congrats on getting first. Welcome in, Ducky. Welcome in, Ray, Ozeroth. Ducky again. Oh, because big hello. Welcome in, Creeper as well. And everyone else who is joining and lurking. It's good to see everyone. And welcome in my players, Ania, Cyril, Gelmar, and Dakota. Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Saber. Whole time watching streams until you get notification. Yeah, Twitch likes to do that for some reason. But greetings, dear spirits, and welcome to the Tables of Tartarus, a division of Purgatory Corner, where fate is bound by dice and stories are carved into eternity. I'm a storyteller, Sinspeaks, and today we're going to be continuing the tale of Tyrant's Wrath. So take your seat at the table, let the threads destiny unravel before you. Every story has a reader, you should always share your stories. How are y'all? We're doing pretty alright, I think. How you guys doing so far? How's the day's going?
I've acquired more
okay.
caffeine.
Hell yeah. And
Eyes are itchy as fuck.
if you guys haven't
been
seen
up
my
since
players before, go check them out there, because they're cool.
I've been up since 3:30. I am darn tired.
That makes my
Racing games can be a
soul
pain
hurt.
Some days.
Oh, poor baby.
That makes my soul
Oh,
hurt,
no.
man.
This only hurts your soul because you're used to being up, practically speaking, all night.
Man,
And
I
then
went to
sleep till,
sleep
like,
at 3
noon.
o'clock, okay? I went to sleep early last night, because I had to stop my stream an hour early because I was so tired. And I went to sleep at like 3-ish. It's crazy to me to think you woke up then.
You know what, Sin? Maybe you do need like a coffin to sleep in so you can have like sensory deprivation.
God, I kind of wish.
So the primary reason that that's bad for me specifically is because I was raised to wake up at 6.
Yeah, that hurts.
It's
Only
not
3
as bad as it's not as bad as it sounds to most people, I'm certain, but still to say, gosh darn it, I'm still tired.
That's fair. If you guys haven't
Only
seen
3 extra hours, no big deal.
If you guys haven't seen the
I
heroes
mean,
for today,
2.5,
feel free to go
yeah.
check them out there. I'll pen the message so you guys are able to interact with them whenever you wish. Ray is going to be here in, roughly speaking, around, 10 minutes, I think, probably? Maybe a little less. And I'm not entirely sure where Sapphire is, so if she pops in later, she will. If she doesn't, it's unfortunate, but I will have her character kind of playing defensively and kind of observing the area, trying to see what she can do to help the boar. In that last episode, if I recall correctly, the majority of the episode was spent trying to figure out how you guys were going to tackle the boar. You guys were talking about the ways you're going to interact with the boar and how the trial was going to go down, as the trial was based off of a Goliath trial of essentially a rite of passage into adulthood, where you gain the name of the Goliath kind of clan. For example, the Bear Killer clan. You killed a bear as a teenager and you became an adult. Usually with the stipulation of no magic, no way of circumventing the difficulty of the trial, and using only naturally built weapons that you created yourself. There, of course, is a little bit of adjustments to that ruling as you guys have navigated through discussion of the trial and stuff. And as you guys had it on, you guys got to witness one of the largest quote-unquote battlefields of destruction between two animals that you guys have ever seen. Inside of this destructive area, a clearing within the forest, you guys saw telltale evidence of a battle between what appears to have... Huh?
Sorry, I should mute myself.
Oh, you're fine.
You might want to look at the battle map in a bit, Sin. I think he accidentally scribbled white.
Oh, okay. Let me fix that real quick. Yes, there you go. But yeah, and so you guys saw inside this forest clearing, which didn't used to be a clearing, is telltale evidence of what appears to have been a supermassive boar fighting what you guys later learned to be possibly a gray dragon, which is known for its ridiculously hard bone-like scales, many of which are currently impaled within this boar. The gray dragon that you guys saw evidence of appears to have been slammed into a supermassive rock and impaled before it climbed off of it and ran away. After witnessing that rock and the evidence behind of the blood that was searing over it, as well as the massively destroyed trees in this makeshift clearing, you guys then saw the boar itself, which was a, I believe, roughly 30 feet long. Hi, Aldith, welcome in. A roughly 30 feet long boar that was around probably 15 or so feet tall. A super massive boar. This boar appears to have something that is making it extraordinarily angry, to a degree where it simply does not seem to care about what is in its path. It simply seeks to destroy it. It also appears to be completely blind and is reacting almost purely, seemingly by instinct, towards whatever sounds are made around it. The entire clearing is extremely quiet. Seeing that this boar was abnormal compared to a lot of the other creatures that you've seen in your travels, you guys decided to change up the rules of this trial to account for fairness, as that's one of the major aspects of the Goliath trial, is to have a fair, or as close to fair as possible, fight with a creature. So Cyril wishes to get his weapons in order to account for how big, scary, and simply monstrous this creature is, while the rest of you guys have been focusing on making sure this boar is, I suppose, distracted or at least focused on you guys. So Cyril is commanding his elk to pull the wagon towards you all while he is helping out fighting the boar itself. At the current moment, I believe Ania is next to the rock, watching this beast slam its head into it. On top of its head is Gelmar in his dragon form, who is relentlessly getting beaten into this rock by this massive boar. Aldith is currently on top of the boar, attempting to stab it with her makeshift spear. Dakota is in the tree line, shooting at the boar, while Sapphire is on the opposite end of this area, shooting at the boar as well, or at least trying to scan the boar, trying to see what is making this boar tick. Why is it so angry? What is making it outraged? What is causing this beast to act like this? And Cyril is currently underneath the boar, trying not to get squished, while also trying to injure the boar. We are doing an alternative style of combat here, where rather than doing actions and bonus actions and move actions and the like, I'm instead having you guys tell me what your intentions are, followed by placing the boar somewhere within those intentions and explaining how the whole scenario is going through. As long as you guys are able to tell me what are all the intentions you wish to do, and it would make sense that you are able to do all of those actions within a certain period of time, in this case within a 6-second period, I will most likely allow you to do it. You guys are also able to talk with each other about the different moves that you're doing, about the different scenario, and ways they're able to do it, as at this point your characters are very much so kind of in tune with one another, and it makes for a more interesting spectacle. With the boar being a random element that will be placed somewhere within there in order to sometimes throw you off, or sometimes just add more elements to it, add more randomness. There's also rolls that we'll be doing depending on the situation at hand to add a little bit of uncertainty, a little bit of flavor, a little bit of damage, a little bit of other stuff to it that I'm really enjoying. So if you guys are interested in all of that, absolutely continue to watch. Now then, welcome in, Evie. Before we start the session itself, what we are going to be doing is a session prompt. Usually, these session prompts let you get a little bit more into your character's headspace, a little bit more into your character's minds, a little bit better into your character's ideals, or into you as the player. In this case, we're going to be looking at you as the player. And we're going to be kind of going through and looking at some moments in time for you guys. I believe we started on Nia last week. Not
Nope.
100. No,
I
do we
took the
not?
notes.
You
You
did?
started with Sapphire last week.
Alrighty. In that case, we're going to start with a Nia.
Wait, let me double check. Yeah, it was Sapphire went first for prompt last time.
Preesh. Alright, so a Nia. So far within the campaign itself, which we are currently on episode 65 of, if you guys are interested in seeing all the episodes to gain more information or anything, look at our TTRPG VODs channel, Tables of Tartarus. But we're on episode 65. So far within the campaign, what has been your favorite moment, or series of moments if you cannot choose one? Or if you do not have a specific favorite moment or series of moments, is there something that you've been curious about for a long while that you want an answer to that I have not answered previously?
So I'm not sure if this is campaign specific, but it's been so long since I've actually been in a campaign. I just love any moment the characters get to talk to each other. I just love character interaction in general. I also have enjoyed wondering how NPCs are going to react to certain things, like talking with Roderick, talking with Gregory. Those moments are very tense for me, and I'm like, yeah, I love characters. I love characters so much.
Character interaction is one of my favorite parts, as well as the roleplay is just something that feels special to me. So I like that. Alrighty, Cyril. So far within the campaign, what has been your favorite moment or series of moments, if you don't have a singular? Or is there something you've been curious about for a long while that you want answer to that I have yet to provide one? You are muted, by the way.
Thanks. I had completely forgotten I was muted. I think still my favorite moment. Yeah, at least one of my favorite moments was when Ania wrestled control of an actual storm
That was
away
so
from
good.
another sorcerer. Like a full-on wizard's duel going on a pirate ship.
That was such a good moment. Alrighty. Gelmar. So far within the campaign, what has been your favorite moment or series of moments? Or is there something you've been curious about for a while that you want an answer to that I have yet to provide?
Oh crap, I didn't actually prepare for that question. I prepared for what was my favorite part of the campaign.
You can answer any
As a whole,
portion
but
of
my
it.
bad.
No, you're
Sorry.
good. You can answer, the reason I give multiple is so you can answer any portion of it depending on what is your preference. So if you have an answer to a portion of it.
From either side. It's mostly just a follow-up to your... I think you ended... I don't know. Sorry, I'm wasting time.
You're more than fine.
So, favorite part of your campaign as a whole? I honestly I'm a big fan of your NPCs, to be honest.
Oh, okay.
I know that their personalities can sometimes be unrealistic or goofy, but I think that that's honestly kind of where a lot of their charm comes from. This is fantasy. We're here to escape real life. And let's be real, I know I'm not exactly the best at actively interacting with a lot of these NPCs, but I promise you, in the background, I am loving every second of listening to their hijinks.
Aw, I'm glad.
Aside from that, I'm honestly pretty fond of a lot of your boss fights. They've each got this weird quirk that defines how you're supposed to interact with them, so in overcoming them, you still get to feel smart in addition to capable with how you built your character and how you use that to overcome the situation at hand. Oh, sorry, ran out of breath.
You're more than fine. I appreciate that. I do love running different boss fights for you guys. I do love having various different NPCs that I get to provide for all of you guys. Some have very quirky stuff, some have a little bit more realism attached to them, but all of them are meant to feel distinct as best as I can provide for you guys. So I'm glad that's coming through. Well for you guys. And then the boss fights it's always something I'm playing with, because the combat in 5e is the one thing I'm very much so bad at. So I like providing different ways of doing it to kind of test it out to see, but also see like what is the most interesting for you guys to explore, to play around with, and to embrace to a degree. Dakota, so far within the campaign, what has been your favorite moment, or series of moments if you have multiple? Or is there something you've been curious about for a long while that you want answer to that have yet to provide?
It's difficult. I think my favorite parts would probably mostly be when we get to explore like all the different all the teams like backstories, like individually. We get to see them confront those types of stuffs. Like obviously with with Dakota, it's always really fun to explore the different iterations of things. But I also really like when Ania went to Gelmar. I was like, "Are you a dragon?" Like that was really fun.
Such a beautiful moment.
Yeah, and then when Dakota explains that he was actually the escaped high elf, and then he was actually like a changeling, and then he'd been raised in a jail cell all his life, and then Ania and Cyril were like, "What?"
And we're like,
I don't know
so
if
we
they
get to
actually
murder
predicted
now,
that,
right?
which is really funny.
And then Ania and Dakota finding out they actually might have known each other as kids, but not as they are now, which is really fun.
Yeah. No, that's really fun.
Everyone's just like, so we're gonna murder soon.
Yeah. I just really like getting to explore the backstory that everyone makes. It's just really fun.
Okay. Cool. All this. So far within the campaign, what has been your favorite moment, or series of moments if you have more than one? Or is there something you've been curious about for a long while that you want an answer to that I've yet to provide?
So I wrote it down because I didn't think I was gonna be here, but came in clutch apparently. So I have a couple because I can't ever narrow things down. I personally really enjoyed the Gala crossover and getting to interact with the other players like Rose and Wazzy. Especially considering that's how I sort of started out, was watching King's Kindness. It was really cool to just interact with the people I had been watching. And it was also nice to see like the different foils to our own characters, as well as see how like the different groups interacted with each other. When it comes to just specifically Tyrant's moments, I'm a little selfish and I like to act. So getting to roleplay and like having Aldith have her moments, like her talking with Helm and her mom, have been really good. But I also enjoy the deep conversations and connections she's had with like her party members. So like Cyril, Dakota, Galmar, like those deep conversations they've had together. Because those deep heart-to-hearts are both important to me as just a player, getting a glimpse into my party's mindset, but also, and my computer fell asleep, give me 1 second, sorry, also having character interaction that shows how Aldith feels about them and how their relationship has grown. And a question I want answered that obviously I can't get an answer to right now is just how everything's going to tie together in the end. Even if I don't want the campaign to end, I'm just curious to see what happens.
Very fair, very fair. I'm also very curious on how the campaign ends. Yeah, a lot of y'all probably know this, but I generally have especially for those who are curious inside my community about how I set things up, I usually have a major overarching plot, generally speaking, tied to a player. Just kind of makes it easier to make an all-round plot. And So I generally speaking have a really good idea of how I do a beginning, how I do the end, and then fill in the middle with you guys and how you guys see it, how you guys play around with it, the side quests that you guys go on, and so on and so forth. So I have an idea for the end. I have planned out the end. I have plotted out a lot at the end. And how you guys actually interact with the end is going to be extremely exciting because so much of it will be adjusted based on how you guys act, based on how you guys interact with it, based on how you guys change. For example, the vampire lord that you guys freed was not something I expected y'all to do at all. At least not in the way that y'all did it. So it was very exciting to kind of play off the cuff of how E is presented, how E was as a character when he wasn't something that I had expected to pull out, especially at that point in time. So it's very interesting to see how you guys are going to be exploring the rest of this campaign, how you guys are going to be dealing with it, how you guys are what side quests you guys are going to be doing, and how that's going to impact everything. Is I truly believe that all the impact that you guys make should add to the ending that we get to. So very excited to see how that plays out. But thank you all for your answers. It was very, very insightful, very interesting. And I really enjoy getting to see how you guys as players, as well as you guys as characters, see the game, see the world, see the stuff that I've laid down for you, see the campaign itself. So it's very interesting to see this. And for any of you who are in the audience that have D&D characters or have anything like that, feel free to answer it as well. Especially as we go on with the campaign, feel free to answer in the chat or feel free to answer to yourself of like how your character or how you would answer these questions that we provide. Because I think it'd be interesting to see you guys in the chat answer these questions or see you guys, you having to answer these questions for your own character, your own campaign, really does change how you see your character, really does change how you play your character. And I think it's something that you guys will have a lot of fun playing around with. So, now we are going to go back into the game itself, and we're going to see how you guys explore this. So, as I mentioned last time, currently Gelmar is pinned against the rock, having just frozen the tusk next to him with a double action frost breath, and I believe you punched it twice, if I recall correctly, yes?
Yeah, I'm trying to break that tusk off, and I'm trying to use the frost breath in order to help weaken it by tearing apart the gaps.
Cool.
Actually, thank you for reminding me of that. I need to mark our breath weapons down as well.
No worries. And then that has definitely made a bunch of cracks into it. It's definitely made it a little bit more brittle, especially since you are targeting the weak portion of this specific tusk. For size reference, by the way, this tusk is about the length of your head to about halfway down your chest. It's a huge tusk that is pretty much trying to gouge you every couple of seconds. Cyril, you're underneath. The shaking of this beast and the slam that it did into the rock definitely made you a little bit unbalanced. Same with Ania. And then Dakota, it shook you a little bit. Your shot missed. Same with Sapphire's. And then Aldith, you're on top of its back, and the difficulty is trying to plunge through its fur, which at this point is possibly some kind of combination of both fur itself as well as something that is layered into the fur. They are not quite sure. So, as last time, we're going to go down the list here, which from left to right is going to be Ania to Aldith. You guys are welcome to tell me your intentions for your character for this turn, as well as at any point in time, if you guys see something that you guys are interested in joining in on or doing a partner move or something of that sort, feel free to pop in and say, hey, insert person here, wouldn't it be cool if we did this as well? You guys are welcome to adjust and play around with it and then finalize it, and they'll add it in the board somewhere in there. Of course, feel free to have fun. And primarily, as I said last week, this is focused on creativity more than anything else, using your abilities to the fullest extent, but also thinking outside the box, thinking about what you guys can do and where you are in the moment. So, Ania, what is your intentions for this round?
So Nia's a little bit away from the rock, like 5 to 10 feet.
Yeah.
She originally had Lafari her little wingling familiar,
Mm-hmm.
go to the tree line, but now she's directing Lafari to hover like over the rock. Like Lafari's nowhere in danger, but
Yeah.
nearby the rock.
Okay.
And Lafari is stationed there, and Ania is going to be entering starry form using one of her wild shapes, so she has one left. She
Mm-hmm.
also does still have Pass Without a Trace active,
Mm-hmm.
which is sort of dampening the area as far as like it doesn't matter since the boar is blind as far as we know, but
Yeah.
when Ania takes starry form, so Aldith hasn't seen this, the rest of the party has, but since the rest of the party has, they may, when they're not being distracted by trying not to get mauled, so Ania basically becomes galaxy colored, like in like what you think of when you think galaxy, like overlay,
Mm-hmm.
and she starts to glow white, has like the galaxy, and her form becomes not easily recognizable. It still looks like her, but the rest of the party who has seen her actual changeling form of Eplif would recognize that this looks more like Eplif than it does Ania. For Aldith, when Aldith isn't distracted, she does look like taller, her hair looks less curly, but also galaxy glowy thing, and she has like a constellation sort of overlay over her, which looks like a cup. It's like connected, looks like a chalice.
Mm-hmm.
And she is standing by. Nia is readying healing actions. So she's readying healing word for now.
Okay.
And is basically just standing by and observing the situation, but she does have a few things planned when things shift.
Cool, cool. Alrighty. Cyril, what are your intentions at the moment?
Thank- Based on where I am.
Mm-hmm.
So my big question is, we can still hear the elk on approach, right?
Yes, the elk is still on approach.
And can I gauge at all how far away it is?
Roll me a perception check.
I'm so good at that. Just the most perceptive.
Your eyes are truly as sparkling as Ania's. It would have been really funny if that was a 20. It's probably about 2, maybe 3 turns away from you being able to just rush over and get to it.
Okay. I am going to I'm gonna make it I'm going to use fairy fire in this moment. And
Okay.
I'm just kind of banking on making it a lot easier for everyone to hit the board.
Okay.
And something about this whole thing is it feels off to me.
Alrighty. That is an action, so you would still have something else that you're able to do if you would like to do that, or you can have Fairy Fire be your main thing.
It's just I'm trying to think of I'm gonna do Fairy Fire and Spectral Slash, if that's something I can do. Because Spectral Slash is a bonus action.
Let's see. Yeah, you would be able to do Spectral Slash as well. Alrighty.
My other question is, and maybe we can use the perception roll. I'm trying to figure out what is. I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out the same thing that Sapphire's trying to figure. So
I would love to add to that.
yeah. So like me and I think at least me and Nia and Sapphire are communicating through the message stones, trying to figure out what's actually going on here. And I know for a fact that I'm arguing a little bit with Sapphire that this thing just needs to be put down.
Okay.
Yeah, Nia's trying to find a compromise, like if there's... Well, she usually does. She usually compromises between Cyril and the rest of the party. But, she's looking for any sort of way that they can disable the boar or whatever is causing it to enrage without killing it for Sapphire's sake. Otherwise, she would totally be on board.
Cool. So I will say, Nia, give me a perception check as well. Use our special eyes.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God, the curse is over.
It was almost a 1. That would have been so funny.
The curse is gone.
So with the 27, and with, Cyril, essentially, like, listening to the cart, trying to observe the thing, I'll say Sapphire, will also be kind of observing this. Not going to necessarily roll for Sapphire just because obviously she's not here, but I will be adding her perceptions to y'all's. Which, in this case, as you're looking kind of at the boar and is freely bleeding, which is very, very strange to you. This thing is producing significantly more blood than you would think would be in an animal, even this size, especially with the vast pools of blood that is around the area. This thing has been bleeding for, from what you can arguably tell, since you don't have the most experience in bleeding animals, probably between half an hour and an hour it has been actively bleeding on the ground, from what you can tell. It might also be what is dense inside of its fur is dried blood, which somehow is rather than being super, super brittle, it seems to be significantly harder than its actual fur itself, from what you can tell.
It's a scam.
And but there's a significant quantity that is still coming out of it, and that is on the ground and stuff. So it looks like it's somewhat weakened, but it doesn't seem to care, from what you can tell. As to anything you can tell about what this thing might be, every time it breathes out, it does breathe out red mist. That is the main thing you can tell. Aside from the fact that very obviously it's blind, and is fully enraged. Something possibly might be controlling it based off the red mist, or it could be that this creature is infected. That's another possibility. You've seen a couple other, like, the mushrooms that go into the ants, and turn the ants into zombies and infect them. Similar concept here that could potentially be applied. This could be basically a zombie creature, especially if it can't sleep. You might have temporarily disconnected it. The third possibility that would run through your head is that this is effectively what you would consider to be an avatar of one of the seven sins, or of a patron, or something of that sort, where it's a physical host for whatever the creature's, whatever thing is inside of there. So it's very possible that it's one of those three options, all three of which probably really bad. But up to you on how you think you would deal with any of those three options, and all three of you would probably have discussed that happening. So all three of you would know that.
So, other than the fact it should be dead by now if it's bleeding this much, should the bleeding have coagulated on its own and no longer be bleeding at this point? Like, forgetting the fact it should have run out of blood. It should not be bleeding anymore.
Yeah, it by what you can tell from most like regular wounds and stuff, this thing should have either closed, it shouldn't be bleeding anymore from coagulation or something of that sort. And based on a lot of its fur, it seems to have that in some spots. The spots that you notice that it's specifically like massively bleeding from are specifically the claw wounds that you can tell.
Interesting. Okay. Ania would basically share one of two main theories with like the party in general, but
Yeah.
she assumes she doesn't want to distract Aldith and Gelmar too much, so mostly Cyril, Sapphire, and Dakota. Basically her two theories are: one, whatever creature attacked the boar has given it some sort of thing where it cannot heal, or two, if this creature is being controlled, it's from some sort of object embedded in it, and she has no idea how you could even get it out without killing it, and it might die anyway, even if you could. And those would be her two top theories.
Okay. Sounds good. Alright, Gelmar. While Cyril is readying up Fairy Fire, kind of like holding that, as well as going to be doing Spectral Slash, and Ania is holding Healing, trying to make sure that y'all don't die. What are your intentions for this round?
At the moment, I'm still focusing on trying to get that darn tusk off.
Very fair, very fair. Alright. Dakota, you have a very clear view of the entire battlefield so far. What are your intentions?
We made Hex into a cantrip, right? Like Hunter's Mark?
Yes.
Or like as a feature?
Yeah. Hex is
Yeah.
effectively the same as Hunter Mark is at the moment, so you are able to use
You
it.
can curse it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm thinking of cursing it, and Gullimar's trying to get the tusk off, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so can I hex the boar and then like shoot off the tusk?
Yeah, that'll definitely be
wow.
something you can try doing.
Yeah. Okay.
Alrighty.
I think.
So is there your intentions for the turn?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Alrighty.
Which stat are you gonna curse?
Yeah, that's what I'm
Good
wondering. Because like this isn't really like a statistics, like a stats-based battle, so I'm not like sure, right?
Yeah, so think of it more as thematically, which statistic do you want lower? Strength is going to be just how hard it can hit Gelmar into the rock. Constitution is going to be how hard it is to stab through it. Dexterity is how hard it will be for the creature to dodge out of the way. For 3 physical stats, stuff like that. So think of it as the thematics rather than the mechanics at the moment.
Well, it's pretty big, so probably no need to do much with its dodging ability. I'd probably say strength, just because Gelmar seems to be kind of going through it a little bit.
Yeah, you can feel the strength that it's slamming Gelmar into the rock with all the way 50 feet away up the tree.
Yeah.
You can
Yeah,
feel
so
those
I'm
shockwaves.
Yeah, I'm gonna curse its strength, and then I'm gonna try to help out and shoot the tusk off. Get some,
Cool.
Get some shooting in there.
Alrighty. Aldith, you are on top of the beast, watching Gelmar, his spine meeting the rock, as you can hear the rock behind him start to crack from the force. If this thing has a brain, you would assume that it would be concussed at this point, but it's still going strong. What you planning on doing?
I'm sort of in between the idea of either continue. I feel like she's sort of getting frustrated with the fact that like stabbing it isn't doing anything.
Yeah.
And noticing Gelmar being like absolutely fucking destroyed by this rock right now. I feel like she'd try and like use her brute strength to like grip the fur of the boar and try and yank it backwards so it like doesn't keep banging up against Gelmar, just try to pull it away from the or like cause and inflict any pain that could possibly like make it rear back to let Gelmar go.
Interesting. Okay. Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to do as well?
As of right now, no. Next turn, probably more.
Alrighty. Cool, cool. So we are going to go with Anina. Of course, you're going to be holding on until this board does damage. Cyril, you're going to unleash Fairy Fire on top of it, which I believe requires. What does that require?
The dex save.
Dex save. Any attack against the dexterity save. Your dexterity is a 12 DC. So we are going to do a very rough roll. And it horribly fails the dex. Effectively speaking,
Which tracks?
as you are using the fairy fire on top of it, it doesn't even really register that you're there as you are, hitting it with the fire, as it's relentlessly slamming into Gelmar. Since Gelmar is basically on its face, that is the only thing it seems to be registering at this current second. So you are able to place the fairy fire on top of it. As you get ready to do your spectral slash, Gelmar, you are once again trying to just rip this tusk off. Give me a d20. And we'll see kind of how effectively you injure this creature.
Just a d20? No.
Yeah.
Oh, it's down? Okay.
Yeah, just d20.
Ugh.
So as you are slamming your fist against this creature's tusk, you can feel it is ridiculously tough. This thing, you're not even 100% that this tusk is made out of bone. You have broken bones. They are easier to break than this thing. It seems to be reinforced by something. You are definitely cracking it. Like, you can hear the crack leading around the thing, especially with your frost breath in it. It would probably take maybe... Huh?
I have a question. I don't
What's
mean
up?
to interrupt. I have a question.
What's up?
Are we considering this tusk as an object that's been affected by fairy fire?
Hold on.
I'd also like to make a small actually tusks are ivory, not bone.
I don't know what ivory is.
If you're asking if your fairy fire would aid in breaking it, unfortunately, it doesn't sound like what I'm doing is considered an attack, so I don't think so.
Actually, it is considered an attack here, so you are correct in that. So yes, you would have advantage on this hit specifically. So roll another d20.
I'd also get to
Shut your mouth, Gelmar, and let me help you.
So I'm not using
Not tied to any stats, so.
Yeah, I'm not using stat bonuses for this. This is just whether or not your attack is how effective your attack is being, essentially, because I'm not going against AC or anything like that. 18 is definitely good. With the fairy fire, as you are punching through it and you're hearing the crack lead all around the base of the horn, you can actively feel like it cracking in your hands. And with one solid placed punch that you can actually see like the fairy fire kind of moving down towards one of the more fragile crack spots, you are able to absolutely sail your fist into that weakened area that is presented to you by Cyril, and you hear it start to give way as your punch sails into the ivory, and your punch sinks into its tusk and it snaps right at the base. The creature doesn't seem to react very heavily to you cracking it, but it is starting to get much more passionate about beating the shit out of you against this rock. So it will
do nothing.
This is true.
I just imagine Gelmar feels like he's finally making headway. His jaw's still locked on the bridge of this thing's nose, just turns into, looks it in the eye, gives it a smile, and then just presses on it and lets it hear the crunch.
Jeez, you can hear like your teeth like sinking into the membrane or whatever it would be, the flesh of its muzzle, as you crack off its tusk, and it just slams you into this rock. You can hear the rock behind you finally giving way as it cracks down the middle and splits from the sheer force that it's punching you into. Again, though, this is not nearly as much pain as it was trying to take off your collar. This is child's play compared to that pain. You're back, you're gonna feel this shit in the morning. You are going to feel this for the next, like, week or two, but it's nothing compared to what you've dealt with before. Cyril and Dakota, we're gonna go Dakota first. Dakota, your shot would now be able to go off. You do see the tusk is now in Gelmar's hands, or at least the best that you can tell from your position. Considering that, where would you like to shoot?
Okay, so assuming I'm shooting to kill. So you said it was blind, right?
Yes, it does appear to be completely blind.
Yeah. When you like say that, like what happened to its eyes? What does that look like?
Its eyes are completely gray. It appears to have some kind of film coating it. So it does not seem to be able to physically see. The eyes just don't seem to work.
Yeah, okay. All right. I was wondering if they were like wounded or something. I'll go for the eyes though. I think that's a vulnerable area probably, unless
you're
it's
taking a book out of Sapphire's page.
Yeah.
She'd be so proud.
Shoot in the eye. All right, give me a 2d20 since it still has fairy fire on it.
All right. Can't believe I don't get to roll 3 times.
You summoned her.
Oh,
Sapphire. Yeah. Hi, Sapphire. Oh my god.
I completely forgot it was Friday.
Dakota shooting the boar in the eye.
Sapphire, your presence blessed me. Your eye shooting abilities.
You got a natural 20.
Shoot in the eye.
Alrighty, your shot goes. You kind of get wavered again by the crack of the rock as your body, like your hand is just not steady as you're like aiming towards it, but like you get like a really good shot, like you like a very good aim on it, and instead of aiming for the boar's eye, you aim for the large bout of fairy fire that is directly in front of its eye. As that is a much brighter target, and you decide to shoot at that. And as you shoot at that, the bullet strikes true, and Gelmar, unfortunately, you're directly in front of this eye as the eye explodes and covers you in goop. The boar, for the first time, does it have a reaction? That's the question. It kind of does, actually. As the eye that Gelmar is right next to explodes and just, like, covers him in goop, the boar actually, like, lifts its head up. Aldith, roll me a strength saving throw, since you're actively holding on to it right now. Damn, girl. Alright, with a 19, you're managing to just like grip yourself onto it and hold onto it as it starts to flail upwards. You have been holding on, trying to like maneuver or move it. Is that still what you were planning to do? Trying to move it backwards so that it doesn't continuously beat Gelmar into the now fractured rock?
Yeah.
Alright, in that case, roll me a flat d20. We'll see how tough your arms are at the moment. Damn. All right. With an ungodly quantity of strength, you set your feet into its back, you reach down into its fur, and you don't just grab its fur, because if you do, you're just going to yank backwards and rip its fur out. You're almost fully confident in this. So instead, you reach down and you sink your fingers into its flesh, and you basically, like, pull upwards and push down with your legs to pull this gargantuan creature back ever so slightly. So as it's trying to like slam Gelmar backwards into the now quite jagged rock, it's not able to do it with any force whatsoever. As you do this, Cyril, your Spectre Slash would be able to go off at the moment. Assuming you want to still do that. You are muted, by the way.
Yep. I do want to still do that.
Alrighty. Are you aiming for anything in particular?
I am... I'm going for its... Just trying to think.
Mm-hmm.
If I wanted to disable something with 4 legs. You know what? As much as we're quote unquote discussing disabling this animal,
mm-hmm.
I have no intention of disabling it. I'm going for.
Oh.
I'm going for putting it down.
Alrighty. In that case, feel free to roll me a flat d20.
Yeah. Give me 1 second. Sorry, I clicked on the MIDI attack and I haven't used that before, so I don't really understand. Never mind.
Oh.
It's the same button.
Yeah. You should be able to just do a flat d. Oh, actually, it'd be 2d20 considering you are a fairy fire on it. So on the bottom right, you should have a dice calculator, and you should just be able to click the. There you go. Oh, that works. Well, that is a 13. So you do your Spectral Slash, which I believe lets you move forwards in a specific line.
Well, it only pulls me forward if it hits.
Yeah, which in this case it kind of does. So 13 is roughly the number that we're using to fight against here. So in this case, your attack would make contact with it, effectively mechanically doing half damage. But in this case, we're of course playing around with it. So you do go up. You're going for its throat, right?
I am going for a lung shot because it would be foolish to get closer to
its head,
the front of this thing.
Alrighty. So you do manage to. It's quite a bit higher than you are, although you are quite tall. So it being 15 feet tall and then its body being a little bit lower, you would actually be able to stab into it pretty easily. So Spectral Slash, you would move over to effectively where its lung is and pretty much just impale your makeshift spear into its chest. It takes a significant amount of force to get this thing to pierce its skin, which is reducing a significant amount of the damage that you are doing to it, as it is super hard to just pierce this thing's skin. But you do manage to sink the makeshift spear a good couple inches into its chest frame. How much damage it did, you are not entirely sure, given its biology and the weirdness of this, but your spear is now sticking out of its, effectively its chest frame. Ugh. Sapphire, with all this having gone on so far, I know your character is kind of looking for ways to help this creature if possible, or ways to see whether or not this creature is having some kind of difficulty with, or being infected, or being, what's the word, possessed, or something of that sort. So what are you planning to do at this moment? What is your intentions for this round?
And I did post a little thing in the chat for you to catch up with if you didn't see it.
I didn't see it.
Should be in the chat, or the VC chat.
Okay, there it is. Ouch. Poor boar.
This boar's having a time.
Some of the things they discovered about the boar, it's breathing out red mist, which is weird. Its wounds should have coagulated, and the claw marks on it from whatever other creature it was fighting are the ones that have not, like, sealed. Which, nature-wise, they should have, is some of the stuff they figured out.
Okay.
We don't know what that red mist is.
Not sure how to go about it. I'd want to know what that red mist is. Like, I'd want to learn more.
Alrighty. In that case, we'll have you do... Huh?
Sorry, that was my daughter.
Ah, you're good. So in that case, if you want to learn more about it, feel free to roll a perception check.
Perception check. Okay. Yeah, because I have the spell Identify, but I have to touch it.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I won't do that, but...
That's what Sapphire's known for.
Exactly. Alright, so you said perception?
Yes. And you also have Ensnaring Strike as a spell as well.
Perception.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh boy. So as
We
you're...
get one nat 20, and then all of a sudden...
all of a sudden the game's like, maybe. So as you're looking at this at the creature with that 6, you see, of course, a lot of the same things that the other folks did, especially hearing it. You're able to lean into and discover. Most of the information that you can get from it, especially with a 6, is based off of its natural boar habitats. You have hunted quite a few of them in the past. This boar specifically, there are some traits it shares, obviously basic biological traits that it shares with other boars. It not being able to put to sleep was kind of weird, especially with it seeming to almost fall asleep and then enrage from that factor. From what you can tell of its basic movements, pretty much the only thing that you can really tell, this creature does not seem to have slept. Who knows for how long? A lot of its movements, a lot of its things that it's doing, a lot of the jerky movements, a lot of the things, especially since you put to sleep and it got forcibly woken up, it's possible, and with the 6, you're not 100% sure, but it's possible this creature has not been able to sleep, period, since it had this affliction. Whether the affliction caused it to grow large, whether it's a recent affliction, whether it's been going on for a long time, who knows. But it's very possible this creature just cannot sleep, which might be what possibly could be enraging it to such an incredible degree on top of everything else happening to it.
Okay, how close am I?
You're roughly within probably about 50-ish meters or feet or whatever.
Closer, because Sapphire had to get really close to try to put it to sleep in the first place, right?
Yeah, she jumped onto the tree line though, and it moved all the way to the rock, and the tree line is roughly 50 feet away from them. Yeah, So it's the rock is roughly 50 feet from the tree line on either side. Dakota's on one side and Sapphire's on the other. So you're roughly 50 feet away from it.
And technically, Sapphire has like an extra 30 feet of movement.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I think I'm gonna move closer and to cast the sleep spell.
Oh,
Interesting. Okay. Ooh, very interesting. Okay, so you run kind of closer to it. Essentially, you hop off the tree line and pretty much are just sprinting towards it to try to get there, as everyone else is doing all their stuff, and the boar is like not quite able to slam Gelmar once again into the rock as its eyeball absolutely explodes in viscera, and Cyril stabs in the chest, and Ania is making sure no one dies at this exact moment. You run up to it, and you once again try to put it to sleep. As you try to put it to sleep, it once again, like, and Aldith can feel it this time. Same with Gelmar, considering they're physically on top of the creature. It starts to go down once more. Every muscle in its body just kind of stops fighting for like a hot second. It just kind of like moves down, almost like when you get like cow tipping, for example. It kind of is like this before the boar, where it just kind of stops and then slowly starts to fall. And once again, that black mist, or that red mist, kind of like starts pouring out of its nostrils, out of its mouth, out of its eye hole as well, is the most noticeable aspect of this. Especially to Galmar, as you can watch, like its new hole that was generated is starting to pour out that mist, and then it sinks into the boar, and especially Aldith can feel this, considering she is literally holding on to its flesh. Every single fiber of its muscle that Aldith can feel instantly tightens. Like, every fiber of its body just hyper tensed all of the muscle, and it's like wounded springs underneath Aldith. Gelmar. Alright, a 14.
Yes.
It is absolutely enraged. You can feel it like slow down for just a moment, where like it kind of falls over the red mist. Oh, I forgot to turn off my alerts. Welcome in, Asti. Hold on just one moment. Sorry, I had to wait for the alert to pass. There we go. You can feel the creature kind of tip over slightly, and then as the red mist kind of hits it, how are you reacting to this creature tensing up? Like, A, how do you react to it? It's starting to fall over slightly, and then B, how are you reacting to it hyper tensing?
Probably was getting more confident until he feels it tensing again. It's like, crap, we still have a long way to go.
Yeah. You're biting into its muzzle, right? You're like, your teeth has sunk into the muzzle, right?
Specifically into the bridge of its nose.
All right. Even around the bridge of his nose, you can actually feel the muscles tightening to a point where your jaw is starting to get stressed slightly because it's clenching so hard. With the 14, it's going to, like, as it hypertenses, I'm going to have both you and Aldith roll a d20 real quick.
damn.
Yeesh, my luck is still terrible.
And Aldith?
She said she was going to be right back.
Ah, okay.
Let me quickly roll another one on her behalf.
No worries.
While we're waiting for Aldith, Ania is going to mentally ask Sapphire for permission to do a lethal blow. Like, she's asking for permission to do something that may be even more lethal than everything that's been done. Or if Sapphire truly wants her to wait on that just like a little bit longer.
Oh, he just rolled in the dice channel.
Nice.
14.
And for all y'all who don't know yet, you can use Oriander, the dice bot we have here, to roll your dice, and it will pop up in the Foundry chat as well. Considering that, I'm actually going to have you do that, Aldith. I'm going to remove this 7 real quick. If you are able to, Aldith.
Probably for the best. She's probably gonna get a better roll anyway.
But
my dice are cursed.
that was a good roll, wasn't it?
The 14 was a good roll, and Gelmar's was a 7.
Oh, she got an even better one that time.
Oh dang! Good job.
Nice.
Worked out.
Alrighty. Yeah. So with a 17,
17.
wonder why that didn't go on screen. Weird.
Didn't go on screen because you said that it would.
I know, right? Every time.
It's shy.
Honestly, that's fair. That is how it goes more often than not.
Indeed. I do need to address the Raiders real quick. At some point in the future, I will make a message in the chat to address the Raiders. But until then, welcome in, Asti. It's so good to see you. I'm super glad you popped in on by. We are doing, obviously, combat at the moment, so hopefully you are having a fun time being able to rest. Marvel Rivals is always something lovely. Were you playing with MV today? I know she was playing some Rivals as well. But you are more than welcome raid and run if you need to. I know that you are usually dealing with some kind of pain, so if you need to rest and relax, especially after streaming, you're more than welcome to. You only get 1 raid per stream, so I'm very glad you chose me for entertainment tonight, and welcome in all of you fine raiders. It's absolutely lovely to see you. Here we do all kinds of things, from gaming to D&D to, you know, whatever else we feel like at the time. But today we're doing Tyrant's Wrath, which is a sister campaign to King's Kindness that I do on Saturdays at 6 p.m. PST. If you guys want to check out my players, they are right there. If you guys want to check out the characters that they are playing, you guys can do exclamation mark their name, which is inside of the pinned message right there if you guys want to see it. But we're going to return right back to the game here. Alrighty. Still not sure why Oriander didn't do the dice roll on the screen, but that is perfectly fine. We'll ignore that it does that, and I'll find a way to do it in the future, but we'll see what happens. But yes, so with a 2 from Gelmar and a 17 from Aldous, we are going to have you guys do Aldith, you are holding on for dear life as this creature like tilts a little bit. And Sapphire, seeing this, you can definitely tell it's having some kind of reaction. That red mist is forcibly stopping it from getting into a sleep state somehow. Whenever it gets into that sleep state, that red mist is very clearly going into it, and it's causing it to become forcibly enraged for whatever reason. Its body is jerking forwards. It seems to be an innate reaction to becoming so enraged, as it basically jumps forwards with surprising agility as it slams Gelmar hard into this rock behind Gelmar. Gelmar, this hurts a lot more. It already cracked this rock. It already broke this rock with your back earlier. You are now feeling the jagged, broken rock that it had been bashing you into, now stabbing into your back. There's a shit ton of jagged ends of this rock from it splitting open and stabbing into your back now. This hurts not quite as much as the collar did, but it's starting to get there. It's starting to hurt a lot.
It was already probably hissing a little bit during this entire experience. This one makes it loud.
Yeah. Alrighty. Now we're going to go up from the top again. Ania, you had your reaction, or you were holding your healing. You are welcome to do that before the top of the round, considering Gelmar just took a significant quantity damage.
Okay, yeah, Ania would go ahead, so... And this is not using my current turn, this is for the last turn, right? Cool. She's using chalice form, so that means I'm gonna find the specific here. Whenever you cast a spell using a spell slot that restores hit points to a creature, you or another creature within 30 feet can regain hit points equal to 1d8 plus your wisdom modifier. I know we're not using things, but basically she just heals double.
Damn.
Essentially.
All right.
Maybe not quite double, but double. But she is just using like healing word on Galmar, and Galmar is getting that plus extra.
Cool. Alrighty. Feel free to roll the healing word, and we'll see how well the roll pulls off.
Let's see. It's 1d8 plus my or 1d4 plus my spell cast. Healing increases by 1d for each slot above first. How many? Oh, I have 3 third levels. Okay, I'm casting 3rd level healing word then.
Very smart. Okay.
So that would be for each slot above
3?
first.
I would imagine that would be 3d4 plus 5, eh?
3d4. Is my modifier 5? I think it is, right?
Yes. Your
So you're using
modifier
your
is
wisdom, I imagine.
Okay, and in addition...
/ R space.
No, thank you, R. 3d4 plus 5. And then also...
Wow.
Where
Got
is...
triple 3 on that one.
Oh, nice. Maybe not, actually. And then I also get a 1d8 plus 5.
Okay. God damn, that is effective. Guarantee you it did not do 26 damage to Galmar. So as
This one 3rd level out.
It's super effective.
as it slams Galmar into the rock, and these jagged ends of this now quite broken rock slam into his spine, and it pulls back, basically ripping him off of the jagged spikes behind him. Your spell kind of goes off, however you wish to describe it.
Mania would essentially be like gesturing with her staff towards Galmar, and it looks like from the chalice constellation around her, liquid magic flows out.
Ooh.
And like envelops Galmar for a second.
Nice. Galmar, you can feel the rather large impalement wounds on your back, like sealing up and healing. There will almost undoubtedly be some scars underneath your scales in the future, but they do get healed over, and you feel very, very soothing relief wash over your spine as it pulls you back upwards. Is very clearly still quite enraged, and Aldith can definitely feel it as she's holding on to it. What it did to that tree at the beginning, where it jumped on to that insect, from the sound of it, it's seeming to continue to bundle its muscle, like it did earlier when it jumped onto it. So it's like leaning down slightly after having pulled you off the rock. It seems to be like its muscles are coiling like a spring as Aldith is holding onto it. Aldith, its muscles are tensing so much you physically cannot dig your fingers into its back anymore. Its muscles are too tight for you to be able to puncture through them with your bare hands. But yeah, top of the round, we're gonna go back to Ania. What are your intentions for this round?
2 things. One, she is asking Sapphire if she has permission to do a lethal blow, whatever that means. And if Sapphire wants her to give her a little bit more time, she will hold off.
At this point, sorry, Sapphire's replying back.
Yeah.
Saying, at this point, we've tried pretty much anything else that would not be lethal, with the exception of the boys.
Of the voice?
Of the boys. And Aldith. Everybody's like, everybody else.
The gang.
Yeah.
The gang.
So,
Aldith
yes,
one of the boys.
Grant. Yeah, she's pretty much, she's the heavy hitter.
Okay. So this boar is tensing, and from all perception, it looks like it's going to go into the rock again, right?
Most likely, yes. Based on what you saw from the tree, it's tensing super hard and appears to be waiting for a sound, if you had to guess.
Ania is going to have Lafari float down and touch the top of one of the rock, and she's going to mentally tell everyone, get away from the boar.
Ooh, boy.
Especially Gelmar.
Sounds good, sounds good.
And she's essentially readying a stone shape to turn the boulder into a spear.
Ooh, alright. Cyril, what are your intentions?
I'm not muted again, am I?
No, you're good.
I'm gonna back off. Like Aldith is suggesting, because she has something planned. When the mist went back in the boar, it went back in through the same orifices that it came out of, right?
It appeared to have moved in through its flesh itself.
Well, shit. Okay, so that's definitely not something we can cut it off. Yeah, I'm gonna back off and I'm checking the hill for the elk again. And
all right.
I'm trying to think of something I could do that would help Aldith's plan. But I don't think I'd be able to. Would I be able to get over to where Lafari is and is it possible for me to... Oh, yeah, I could ready in action. Would I be able to, like, cast... What's the other one that I have that's second level? I want to see if something
Branding
works.
Smite?
Branding Smite, because that's radiant damage. I want to see what happens with radiant damage.
Okay.
If this is a demon, this might actually mean something.
So you want to move up to where Lafari is, as well as hold,
Branding Smite to charge what Ania is doing with the rock.
Okay, on just one moment.
Or are we making it like a charge spear?
Yeah.
Cool.
It's gonna
Interesting.
do 2d6. It would do extra radiant damage. If it's invisible, it becomes visible, and it's gonna shed dim light in a 5-foot radius.
Now,
We're just gonna be slapping smites on this thing, because I'm down.
I'm doing this as an
Super
experiment,
trash
but
weapon.
also yes.
so the question is, Ania, are you still concentrating on Pass Without Trace?
I believe so. I don't think anything else she has uses concentration, so I don't think she's had a reason to drop it.
Okay. So in that case, you would be able to do it, as Ania is close enough that you would not make any sound while climbing this rock. Which, if Ania wasn't holding on concentration and pass without trace, this would be really bad for you to climb. As you guys can tell from this beast, especially what it did previously, the slightest sound that is going to hear, assuming it acts the same way as it did with that insect from before, is going to make it trample. So her holding on to pass without trace at the moment is undoubtedly important at the moment. But you are able to climb up the rock, as is your intention. Gelmar, what are you doing at the moment?
I'm certain I'm probably not going to be able to pull all this off in one turn, but I want to run it past you anyway.
Okay.
I'm going to claw my way up on top of its head to make my way towards Aldith, grab her, leap off the back, and repulsion breath the boar to try and vault it into the boulder even harder.
Interesting. Let me look at your repulsion breath works real quick.
Repulsion breath basically is strength save or launch onto the individual 10 feet away in the opposite direction that I'm facing.
So it's basically a push.
Essentially, yes.
All right.
You'd be pushing it in the direction that it's going. So does that mean that it auto fails the save?
I mean, it's also. I could also point out Dakota just cursed its strength, so it even has a harder time making this save anyway.
That is true.
I will add that as part of, like, Lafari, because she's casting Stone Shape through Lafari. When Lafari does, Lafari is instructed to basically be as loud and annoying as possible as it wants. As she wants.
Lafari? Loud and annoying? No.
No.
So, Pass Without Trace does specifically state that it's a veil of silence that radiates from you. So, you moving up its body does not make a sound. Nor will your repulsion breath technically make a sound. Which...
This is one giant whisper fight.
Pretty much at the moment. And it, as you guys can see, its body is like, it's lowering itself down. Cyril, you actually get a really good view of this. It's sinking down, and your makeshift spear digs deeper into it as it does so. It's also not making a sound. As is within... Actually, no. Pass Without Trace is each creature you choose, so it is making a sound. But it's sinking that makeshift sphere deeper inside of it. So yes, Gelmar, your intention is to climb up it, essentially, and grab Aldith while jumping off and slamming into it, yes? With the repulsion breath. Gelmar?
Gosh darn it. Yeah, as okay. I'm not necessarily trying to collide with it. I'm just going to try and get Aldith off with me and follow it up with using my repulsion breath weapon to shoot it off towards the boulder harder.
Cool. Alrighty, Dakota, what is your intentions? And I want to make sure you are 50 feet away from it, and your gun does make sound.
Yeah. Well, because I don't want to distract it from what it's already doing.
Mm-hmm.
So...
do you have quite a few spells, though, that you could use?
I do have quite a few spells. Let's see here. Yeah, okay. Let's see. I can use... I'm gonna use Chill Touch, I think. Or I could use Bestow Curse and curse it even more. No, I think it.
You could also use Hunger of Hadar or Edward's Black Tentacles.
Yeah. Let me see you. Chill Touch. Hunger of Hadar. What now?
Or Evard's Black Tentacles.
This is also true. I don't know if those make sound though. Actually, Hunger of Hadar explicitly makes soft whispers and slurping noises.
I don't know. You can center the tentacles, on the rock if you wanted to, within a 20 square foot of the rock. Now, unfortunately, there are your friends around the rock.
My friends are around the rock. Actually, are they going to be able to get away easily? I know we were told to get away.
I mean, you could say you're holding your action until they're off, if that's the concern.
That is true. You could hold your action.
Do either of those tentacle spells, like, grab the creature?
Black Tentacles does restrain the creature, yes.
Yeah.
Would it be possible for Dakota to
hold it into the impalement? Yes.
To pull it, yeah.
I could do that. Yeah. Yeah, can I hold the black tentacles until all the besties are at a safe distance?
Yeah, absolutely. Alrighty.
Sweet.
Aldous.
Yeah.
You could tell that Galmar is looking up at you, and I'm assuming you guys are sharing information using the message stones. So his goal is to run up the beast and grab you. What are your intentions, Aldith?
Aldith is, for the first time, I think she's... What do I have to do exactly? Okay, it's just summon it. She'd probably... Okay, she's going to use Find Steed. And she's going to summon her horse, so quick getaway. So she's just going to probably do, like, a whistle.
Like, interesting. On its back, or?
On whose back?
Well, you're on the the boar's back at the moment, yeah. And Galmar is planning to grab you off it.
Well, she doesn't make any noise though if she whistles though, because she's underneath the. Right?
Yeah, you wouldn't make any noise. This is true.
Yeah. Oh. I mean,
the beast would still be able to find you. The question is, like,
yeah,
Galmar is planning to grab you and jump off of the creature.
Yeah, so we can jump onto the horse.
I think Gilmore's like it right now.
I was gonna say I'm pretty sure I'm too big for your horse. I am 14. I'm 14 and a half feet tall right now.
To say? It's an otherworldly being. Who's to say?
I'll be perfectly honest with you. Your horse is large enough to carry a human. Galmar would flatten it.
Just for context, I'm pretty sure mounting rules directly say that a creature can only ride, or you can only ride a creature so long as it is at least one size category larger than you. I'm pretty sure a horse or most other common steeds are large, and that's what Galmar is right now too.
You could summon the creature, so when Galmar lands, he can place you on the creature.
Yeah.
But if you angle it under Galmar, it's not moving under Galmar.
I didn't think about that. You big boy. Yeah. I'd still say she'd summon it anyway. Okay. Either for her to get onto, or for, like, someone else, like Sapphire, to hop onto. Just to get out of there real quick, because we were all instructed to leave.
Alrighty. And Sapphire. Oh?
Oh, I wasn't done.
What's the rest of your
That's an action. I have bonus actions to use.
What's your bonus action?
Because she's gonna topple that freaking rock with some smites. Because we talked earlier about doing a divine smite and another smite. And
so your spell smites, you do have to be physically touching whatever you imbue your spell smites with.
Okay. Then she'd probably just do a divine smite then.
Cool.
She'd probably add that divine smite onto the rock, because that's just innate to her, right? Or am I misunderstanding?
Well, divine smite, when you hit something, you can cause divine smite to channel through it, because it is one of your existences. So if you were to hit the beast or were to hit the rock, you would be able to channel your divine smite through your attack. Yeah. Now, you could, if you want to, have Gelmar throw you upwards.
Catapult me onto the rock.
Yeah, so once it impales itself, you come down onto it. You could do that. That would hurt like a son of a bitch when you hit it, but you could impale it from the top.
It would be going to the danger zone, but it would be cool.
Would be cool.
And I do have advantage on athletics checks, which a throw like that, since it's not a weapon, probably would qualify.
You could do that if you want to.
I'm thinking about it. Give me, hold on.
Mm-hmm.
How far is the rock away from the board right now?
Maybe.
I think it's like an inch in Fred, kind of in between or behind me.
Yeah, for Gelmar and the boar, considering their size, there's less than 5 feet from Gelmar's back to the rock. For you, from you to the rock, around 10 to 15 feet, considering you're on the boar's back.
What if, crazy idea, instead of Gelmar throwing me, I hoist myself up onto like his shoulders or whatever, and then I jump off of him onto the rock.
Could do that, yeah.
Then yeah, she'd probably do that. She'd summon her horse, her steed, and then once Gelmar grabs her, she's like, you aren't taking me anywhere, and then he's gonna jump off his shoulders and onto the rock.
I love the idea that he grabs you off of it and you start running along his back as he's like jumping through the air. And he repulsion breaths it and hits it. Huh?
Does the horse appear on his back and you're like mounting it and riding it with his tail?
You could do that. You could do that.
No. Nia, like, internally screaming as all the paladins go into the danger zone.
To the danger zone.
Feel you.
Alright, so you just want to run off his back?
Yeah.
Alright. So, Sapphire, what are your intentions?
What would be my intentions? I mean, I guess I'd be getting out of the way somehow.
Okay. The steed would definitely pop up next to you by the time that everything starts to move, so you'd be able to mount that if you'd like to. You can of course run. You have Misty Step. You have your what's effectively grappling gear that you can slam into a tree to head outwards. You have a couple of avenues for popping out of this area if you'd like to.
I think I'll go with the steed since it's right there.
Alright. Is there anything else you'd like to do? You also have Ensnaring Strike if you'd like to use it, which would effectively doubly bind it to the rock.
Yeah, I think I'll do that.
Alrighty, cool. So, we're going to do, sometimes I wish my memory worked a little bit better, but, we're going to have Cyril. You are going to step away from the creature, kind of making sure you are not in the way of its trample path, basically. Gelmar will immediately start rushing up this thing's back, and kind of grab Aldeth. And then as Gelmar jumps off of his back, Aldeth, you essentially scamper up Gelmar's arm, kind of moving from his arm over to his shoulder, and then kind of like running down Gelmar's back to jump off of him. kind of towards the creature. At the same time, Ania, I assume you pull off your Pass Without a Trace so Lafari can make noise.
I don't think she ever applied it to Lafari.
Oh, that's a good point, actually. Yeah, so Lafari would not be affected by it. So as Aldith is jumping through the air, you can have Lafari make noise if you'd like to.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And as Lafari is standing there...
I was just saying, like, as soon as Galmar's not in the direct line of where this boar is going is when Lafari would turn it into a spear.
Nice.
And, like, slightly angled upwards and planted very firmly into the ground.
Very fair. The rock itself has been badly abused by this boar and whatever, the most likely the gray dragon that had been paled on it previously. So using your mold earth or your shape rock or whatever the spell is called, it's a little bit difficult to do, but you've done worse. You've done more difficult movements with the earth, and you've gotten particularly proficient at it as well. So turning into was, effectively speaking, a massive slab of a stone spear is not particularly difficult. At the same time as you do this, Cyril, I assume you press your hand against it and essentially infuse your something smite. What was it called?
Branding smite.
Branding smite. Thank you. You essentially infuse your branding smite, and or do you want to infuse your divine smites into it as well?
This is a test, so I want to see what happens with radiant damage before I commit.
Cool. All right. So you infuse your branding smite into the rock, and Ania, you can actually see the rock changes color slightly as Cyril's magic flows into it. As that happens, Lafari starts making an outrageous quantity of noise. It takes about a quarter of a second after Lafari starts, shouting, basically, for the boar to snap its head upwards, and it jumps. This thing jumps with speed that is both astonishing and terrifying. It jumps so hard, it makes a shockwave around the area, especially considering its size. And barely, by an inch, misses Aldith as it jumps through the sky past where Aldith is. Aldith, you can literally feel its fur brushing up against you as you jump off of Gelmar's back. And as you do so, you're pretty much hang timing in the air with your spear in your hands. You can feel its fur brushing up past you as you watch it far faster than you are slam its way down towards the rock. Thankfully, Lafari is incredibly quick when its life is in danger and immediately dashes the fuck out. It recognizes the danger of the situation faster than most of you guys can perceive in the situation, as this boar sails through the air and slams its body down onto the rock. As it does so, it actually shouts out in what you can assume is pain. The sound is loud enough to physically hurt the ears of Ania, Sapphire, I would probably say Aldith as well. Your guys' ears are like ringing from the sounds of it. The branding smite does go off, which is incapable of dodging in any way, shape, or form, which I don't even think... Yeah, there's no way to dodge branding smite, just if it hits, it hits. So it takes extra damage. The radiant damage, you're not entirely sure is actually dealing extra damage to it. You're not 100% sure. It just took a significant quantity of damage, as is fully impaled onto this rock. Although, weirdly enough, the spear of it doesn't seem to be sticking out of its back. But it's pretty deep inside of this boar's stomach area. As that happens, two more things go off at the same time. Sapphire's arrow flies through the air as she gets onto Aldith's steed and slams into the creature. And you guys can see How does that move go through? Hold on just a moment. Feature, spellbook, ensnaring strike. You guys can see various thorny vines actually rip themselves out of the ground surrounding the rock and actually like, grab onto the creature, pretty much holding it in place. As this happens, Dakota's bullet sails through the air as well, and as it hits the creature, Dakota, your spell goes off. Are you using Black Tentacles or Hunger of Hadar?
I think Black Tentacles.
Alrighty. You guys very much so remember this spell from when you were inside of the mirror, as massive ebony tentacles pull themselves out of the ground, both Ania and Cyril both jumping backwards to avoid this massive tentacle pit, essentially, as these tentacles stretch upwards and then slam them down onto the creature, forcing it further down onto these spikes, and effectively doubly restraining it into the ground. And as you guys do so, you guys watch Aldeth falling from the sky straight down onto this thing. Where are you aiming for, Aldeth?
The boar?
Is it like a part of
In
the
the
boar you're going
back.
for?
I
Aiming-
would say probably the back.
Alrighty. So you are falling at extreme speeds, because you managed to get quite high up from A, the boar's height, and B, from Gelmar having grabbed you. As you are falling straight down, Gelmar, your breath attack launches out under Aldeth and slams
It's the repulsion
into...
breath specifically.
Yeah, and it slams into the creature, which once again further pushes it down onto the massive spike. And you guys can actually see the creature... The spike is almost through this creature at this point. As Aldeth falls down with a massive force of fury, Aldeth, feel free to describe how you impale this thing.
That's a good question. She'd probably... I feel like she's like... Like she's going so fast like a torpedo right now.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like she would tuck in, make sure that like no bones are gonna completely shatter, but also at the same time angling the spear that still like it has everyone's carvings on and everything, making sure that that is going to hit the exact place it needs to possibly deal a final blow.
Very nice. Now, you want to use a spell smite as well as divine smite. Which spell smite are you using, and how many divines?
I'm thinking about using Thunderous.
Okay.
And I don't know however many divine smites I should do. Someone give me a number. How
All
many
of
options do I have? All of them.
1
You have 3
million.
divine smites that you can do.
You're,
And you can
also
stack
right.
them.
you run a second level thunderous smite and all of your divine smites.
I listen to Cyril, yes sir.
Alright,
Salute
so,
to you, sir. Yes sir.
so at this level, all of your divine smites will be doing, I believe, 2d6 damage. So you will do a total of 66, or sorry, not 66, divine smite is 8. So 68 damage, plus your thunderous smite, which is currently 3d6 damage. So feel free to roll me. For your base damage, it's going to be 1d6. So the totality of your damage, which I'm very curious to see, is roll me a /r space 8d6. Hold on, I have to make sure that's correct.
I think
No.
I think you
68.
adjusted the smite damage to 3d8 per smite.
Oh yeah, because I didn't like what it was at currently. So yes, that would be 3 because you only get 3 currently. So it will be 3d8 times 3. So roll /r space 9d8 plus
Thank you. Yep.
4d6 because your base weapon is 1d6 plus 3d6 thunder.
Yep.
So 4d6 plus 4. Now it's also restrained, so
Well,
whatever this number is,
how high up in the air was she?
that's also a
That
good
was
question.
satisfying to see.
It's very nice. So you're quite high up in the air. So let me look at my game rules real quick. So I did
how much
forget to
fall
account
damage
for
am
that.
I taking?
Oh, it's
You're
gonna
also
hurt.
giving fall damage.
Yeah.
I believe usually fall damage is 1d6 per every 10 feet you fall.
Yep, I adjusted
Right,
it.
but Rick's is different.
Yeah. So 10 feet is 1d6. 20 feet is an extra 2d6. 30 feet is an extra 3d6. You have fallen a total of... It's already 15 feet. Then you onto his back, so that's another 5 feet. And then you jumped up on top of that, so that's that. And then the repulsor will probably... But, that'd be 40 feet. You are going
so
to
you
fall...
hate me.
straight down onto its spine. So,
Would it
roll...
Wouldn't it be if you're counting the ground instead of the boar's back as the ground, would it be 30, or are you counting the boar's back too?
You are correct.
If
it would
we're
be 30 feet.
yes.
So, roll me 6d6. This is both your damage and its damage.
Ouch.
That's gonna hurt. So that's 25. Now, because it is also restrained, and you are slamming it further down onto the gigantic rock, roll me an additional 66 damage.
For me or the
Is-
boar?
The boar.
Oh, thank God.
Does Fairy Fire increase the amount of damage, or just the 2 hit?
It's just 2 hit. That is the combination of it being already restrained and being pulled down onto the spike, and then her slamming it so hard that it goes further down onto the spike, being boosted by everything else. Now, because you have hit this thing with the force of God, and it is coming, the spike is coming out of its chest frame. The spike is going to hit you, barely, but it has now gone all the way through this boar. Take half that damage, 11, and add it to the 25. So you take 36 damage in total.
Okay.
You have taken a fuck ton of damage from that. Your body feels like jelly as you slam
You said
yourself into this
36?
boar. 36 damage, yes.
Okay. Good. I can do that math in my head.
Now, how functional this beast is, which is not going to be functional even on D20, or sorry, even on 20, we'll see.
No.
It's not
Hey.
very functional.
Hey.
It's
Okay.
it's still is hardcore restrained, is barely alive still, but you guys can see it's still thrashing. It's still desperately attempting to move, and you guys can actually see it twists its body and snaps the stone under it as these tentacles are forcing its body down, almost like the black tentacles are trying to eat the body, the boar, along with the restraint from the tendrils, the fact that it has a giant spear of stone buried inside of it. This thing is guaranteed going to die. This thing is basically dead. The amount of damage that Aldith just did to it, this fucker is not going to live past, 5 minutes from now, basically. Aldith has effectively killed it. The question is, how do you guys want to take care of it?
What do you mean?
So, you guys are currently under the assumption that it's being possessed. So the question is there something you want to do to see if it is possessed, if you guys have an idea for it? Or are you guys going to try to give it the most merciful death you can, as, oh boy, it's barely functional from Aldith's hit, if anything? Or are you guys wanting to let Aldith complete the ritual whatever way that she chooses to, or something of that sort? It's not moving. Well, it is moving, but it's not getting out of this. It's restrained by 3 different processes. It's impaled. It's not going to be able to move past this. So the real question is, how are you guys seeing this? Effectively, you guys are out of combat at this point, because this fucker is not moving. But Aldith, you're staying on top of it. Blood has sprayed onto you at this point. Like, not only from the spear, the stone spear having pushed through it, and it's, basically squirting upwards, but you impaling it with your spear, it pretty much exploded part of its back. So you're kind of covered in blood. You can see it's in, like, its dying throes under you. The tendrils around you, pretty much trying to eat the creature. Dakota, you can turn this off whenever you'd like to. That's up to you. Is also being held down by the thorny vines. How effective that is in its dying throes is debatable, but so far it seems to be holding it pretty steadily. So this is, Aldith's trial. This is, that, but it's also the rest of y'all's. So how would you guys like to deal with this creature? What way do you guys want to kill it? In totality? Or do you guys want to investigate more? What do you guys want to do? This is entirely up to your party.
I'm going to do 2 things.
Mm-hmm.
I want to do Divine Sense, because that's really the only other thing I can think of that might ping something. But so this thing should be dead by all rights.
Oh, 100%.
Right now.
This thing...
Is there anything about it that says that if Aldith does something extra, it will finally be dead?
Most likely, from what you can tell of it, leaving it alone for 5 minutes is going to kill it. Aldith did not hit the most, like, a super vital area. She hit it in the back. So effectively speaking, it can't move. Possibly she paralyzed it. You're not 100% sure. By its thrashing, she probably didn't, but she didn't hit anything super, super vital to its body, aside from blowing out a chunk of its, back. The spear certainly hit almost where you would assume its intestines is, through its lung. The spear that Cyril had pushed through has broken off because the stone. So, based on all knowledge biology that you can tell, Cyril, and most of the rest of you, this thing should die within the next 5 minutes. And if Aldith had targeted its head, or its heart specifically, or most of its internal organs, it would almost certainly have blown up from the force that she delivered. The only reason it's not currently dead is because she hit pretty much between its shoulder blades. And it has so much flesh that although she blasted off several chunks, it's gonna die of blood loss, if anything else. Hopefully. Or its internal organs being destroyed, or various other bits and pieces. Or you guys can stab it in the heart, in the brain, wherever you guys think might actually kill it, and that would certainly, to the best of your knowledge, kill it.
You know what? That's actually a good point. I'm gonna throw up a Divine Sense to see, and maybe it'll require anyways, I'm gonna throw up a Divine Sense. I want to see if I actually can see anything that looks like whatever, like if there is an object that's been implanted into this thing. Or something. And I'm gonna message Aldith. Just finish it now.
Okay. Your Divine Sense will tell you that there is some kind of fiend energy, as I mentioned with Dakota's way of seeing as well. You're not 100% sure what's causing the fiend energy, but there is some kind of fiend energy possibly radiating from in it, from around it. You're not 100% sure. It's very muddled. What are you saying, Anil?
So something's been bugging Ania for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
That red mist, and she's like horrified right now. She's kind of like out of it. Like she's not even healing Aldith yet. And seeing it in like this horrible state, didn't she see red mist within the god body?
Well, I'm trying to remember when. Hold on. Specifically, when do you think you saw it?
Ania remembers, or at least I think, I remember you describing how like the air was red and there was like red mist coming from like the floor and walls.
Yes, there was sections of the god body which had red mist flowing up from the ground, which was the main way that you were able to see in that area. Yes, it was given off a luminescent. That's a good question, considering how horrifying this is to watch, and the fact that it twisted its body with enough force to break the rock that it was impaled on, which by all means would be a horrifying sight. Roll me a perception check.
Can I omen that?
Yes.
Yay! Perception check and plus 1d6. Let's see if that works. Oh, nice. That was almost a 2.
It looks to be incredibly similar. You can't tell exactly if it is identical, especially since your memory of that area is fuzzy at times. But it is definitely very, very similar, as much as your fear-addled brain is telling you at the moment. You've never seen a creature with this much damage still be able to exude such force. It has cracked a stone as large as the one that you just impaled it on. So your brain is quite filled with fear. It being restrained is helping, but you would say it's very, very close. Very, very close to the red mist that you saw in there.
Yeah, so Ania's sort of stun locked, but she's like passively like deferring to Aldith to finish it.
Okay.
And she's just staring stun locked.
Okay. Gelmar, you managed to land next to Sapphire. It's not a pleasant landing. You hit your shoulder on the ground as you slam down on it as you were jumping off this creature, trying to get away more than you were trying to have perfect landing. So you slam bodily into the ground next to Sapphire. No severe damage, of course, but still kind of hurts. What would you like to do here? What are your intentions?
Probably try and roll back onto my feet. I'm going to trigger second wind. Take a pose as if I'm planning to attack, but I'm going to hold that stance.
Cool.
I'm going to let Aldith do as she desires.
Cool. You're able to use second wind and kind of refreshes you a little bit. You didn't have much pain as Ania had managed to cure it, but the exhaustion that you were kind of feeling and have been feeling for the last couple of days, especially since the collar, is waning just a little bit. So you're able to focus more steadily on this creature in case it's able to break free of its restraints. Very unlikely, but considering it cracked the rock, it's possible it could be getting out with its death throes. Dakota, you were staring. I don't even know how you're feeling at this point. You're watching this whole situation. Your eagle eyes from your sharpshooter giving you a very good a glimpse of this. You're not able to see it breaking the rock exactly as everyone else can see, but you can see this thing is thrashing underneath the tendrils, and you saw how big that rock was. You're almost positive it's sticking out of its back. Like, the fact that it's still thrashing is incredible to you. Whether or not you're terrified is a whole different stature, but what are you doing at the moment?
I would say that he's probably pretty unsettled, to say the least. I think he's probably preparing to climb down from the tree, but he's kind of uncertain about it.
Mhm.
He might message, I guess probably Aldith. Like, is it out? What's the next play? It's restrained.
Before
So
we
I don't know,
get
just
to
like looking at like the tentacles.
Fair. Before we get to all this response, Sapphire, you are on your horse. You can see everything everyone else is seeing. The horrifying moment of it breaking the rock can be audibly heard by most people. What are you planning on doing? Watching this thing effectively do death throes, like thrashing about, very clearly, fully impaled, bleeding to such a degree that the blood, the ground underneath it is saturated with this thing's blood. What would you like to do?
Maybe able
Sapphire?
to do that identify if
Yeah,
it can
could
stop
do that.
thrashing.
Okay, yes. I'll do that.
Alrighty. Is pretty difficult to get super close to it because it is actively throwing its body side to side. There are portions of it that are being held down by not only the tendrils but also the spikes, the thorny vines and stuff. And especially since you have control over the thorny vines, you're able to hold it. You do have to dodge the tendrils, because as much as they're under Dakota's control, they're also absolutely not. It's very similar to what he had under the Knight. This one's a little bit more under his control. So Dakota, you do have to mentally force these tendrils to move slightly away from your friends to make it so they don't injure your friends. But there are times where Sapphire still has to dodge. But you are able to get up close to this thing. And then with Identify... Normally this is used on objects, but honestly it's possible that this thing is an object. So as you... and you can also touch a creature with it. And you learn what spells are currently affecting it. I forgot that was actually an aspect of it. Nice. So you touch it. And, of course, playing a little bit loose with the rules here. But you touch it, and you can feel, as you only touch it for just a moment. So you pretty much grab onto its fur, onto its whatever is considered its leg or its foot. You grab onto it, holding onto it before immediately jumping back, trying to make sure that the tentacles don't hit you as well. And you can feel through this connection with it. This thing is under something's control. In some way, shape, or form. You're not 100% sure what kind of control is exerted over this. It is definitely magical in nature. Arguably, it's similar to a patron, from what you can tell, but it's a very different both feeling as well as different mythology to it. But you can tell through just touching it, through pretty much being able to feel through its senses to learn what magic is overpowering it. This thing is in the most amount of pain that you have ever felt in a single creature in your life. You have never once felt something be in this quantity of pain, and you can tell the rock that it's impaled on is not what's causing it the most pain. It physically hurts you to feel through this thing's mind, to kind of feel through, the magic and the spells that are affecting it, as whatever is affecting it, be this possibly one of the sins, possibly something of that nature, whatever is giving it this much rage and arguably hate, is searing pain into this being. And that's causing many of the issues that you've seen so far. As you do so and you jump backwards, Aldith, you're of course on top of it, also dodging the tendrils as they slam down. Hearing Dakota asking you what are your intentions with it. Hearing Cyril say, you need to kill it. seeing Gelmar preparing in case it manages to escape, and Ania watching in terror, honestly, of this creature. What are you doing, Aldous?
Honestly, I think this sort of she looks scary right now. Like there's sort of like this sort of like bloodlust look in her eye. Like she's enjoying this. And I think I think she would just like respond to Dakota with like a cover your eyes or something, just so like he doesn't have to watch what she's about to do. Like, so he doesn't have to watch her absolutely obliterate this thing.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't think Dakota would respond to that. Oh, this is Trixie. I think Dakota. I don't think Dakota would look away. I don't think he would respond.
Okay, interesting. Alrighty. So Dakota, you continue watching. Aldous.
Yeah.
How would you like to do this?
How bad is this thing thrashing?
It's thrashing as well as it can. That's not well. It's restrained in 2 different ways, and the massive spike through its body, there's not much movement it's physically capable of doing.
I'm on its back. Correct. How close am I to the eye that was damaged?
Decently close.
I'd say she would, like, pull the spear out of its back and, like, I don't know, like, shout. Trying to think. She would raise her spear up into the air and, like, shout something in Celestial that probably has to do with, like either like for her mother or for like the party in general, like something generalized like that, for like something about like how family, like for my family, we'll go with that.
Okay.
And she will run up to the eye and angle the spear to a point that it just goes right into like the brain from the damaged eye.
Nice. It's not particularly difficult. That eye completely explodes, so it's the ocular hole that's left is almost big enough to fit like half of your body inside of it. So it's not particularly difficult to basically jump up and just slam it down, and it certainly sinks right in there. The back of the eye is not particularly tough, so it sinks into there. After a solid couple of moments, even with its brain clearly impaled, it takes a solid like couple of seconds before it stops thrashing and eventually just stops entirely. And you guys can see it releases a breath, that red mist kind of exhales outside of it and then just dissipates entirely. And it finally stops moving. Dakota, I assume you turn off your tendrils so they don't thrash into your friends?
Yes.
Alright. So the tendrils around you slowly fade, slowly move into the ground as the ground kind of dissipates from its black inky center, and the boar is still. still held in place by Sapphire's thorns, most likely just in case, but finally still. And Aldith, you kind of climb out of its eye socket and kind of leap down onto the ground. The rest of you are relatively close to where she is at the moment, easily within very quick walking distance, and you guys can talk to each other, so feel free to interact. While you guys do so, I'll be right back. I just need to go pee. But yes.
Alright. I'm doing a quick constitution save for Ania.
No worries, feel free to do so.
Roll for
Okay.
vomit.
Oh my god, she's doing so well.
Like that is the first
Ania...
constitution save you've succeeded.
I know, she's growing.
I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Talk amongst
Ania
yourselves.
falls to her knees and like falls back, so she's like fully sitting on her legs, and she's just sitting there.
Is it over?
The pig is dead.
Are you certain?
I don't even
Is that-
answer. I don't even answer. I go over, take a knife, and start just cutting the thing open to pull its guts out.
I'm going to quickly look over both Ania and Aldith, considering they both probably seem in the worst physical condition at the moment, I would imagine.
Oh,
Ania's-
Aldith got
ahead.
ouchies for days.
Yeah.
She said less than half.
Ania
I
is
still got
still in
free heal.
starry form. And
You did
she,
still
like-
drop to your knees, though, so he probably
Oh,
isn't
yeah,
certain.
oh yeah. It's hard to tell anything about her when she's in starry form because it's like glowing ethereal being with galaxy overlay. But you do see her gesture her staff towards Aldith, and Lafari comes down and tries to like perch on Aldith's head. And if Aldith allows that, she will get cure wounds through Lafari.
Yes, she would. Any creature, she's like, yes.
So I will go ahead and roll a 3rd level cure wounds for you. Go ahead and talk while I figure
Let's-
out the math.
I am back.
Dakota, I think, like kind of misty steps over to the rest of the party. Y'all all right? He's not looking at the pig and Cyril.
He is or isn't? I didn't quite catch that.
He is not very pointedly not looking at the pig and Cyril.
I think I'll feel that in my back for a few days, but I'll be all right.
I think you get
Sort of concerned,
35 HP back.
Oh, yeah.
Gelmar
That's
will
for
still
soul.
approach you to make certain you are doing all right, though, as well, Nia.
You're gonna have to ask her.
As if we both said, he can't tell.
Mm-hmm. And Ian's just like holding her staff and like looking towards Aldith and just sitting there.
Are you feeling all right?
And he
That's
like
out of Nia.
Mm-hmm. And before she responds and sends back, as Cyril is like butchering the boar already, it's not moving or anything, right?
No. As
Okay.
Cyril comes up and pretty much starts getting out its internal organs and stuff, this boar is 100% dead. Trying to get the mess of what the stone did to its insides out is going to be a task.
Mm-hmm. So Passive Out of Trace slowly fades, and so does Starry Form. And as Starry Form fades, it is actually Eplith which is changeling form.
Mm-hmm.
And for Aldith, Eplith is like a little bit taller than Ania. White hair, white skin, like a sort of pearlescent skin, and totally black eyes. And the hair is completely straight, slicked back. And Eplith, like, just sits there and sags. It's like, that was horrible.
Agreed. Are you sure you're going to be alright?
And Eplith, like, tilts their head, and Eplith talks a little bit raspy, like, Eplith hasn't talked in years. And they will say, I don't know what that means, or what to do if I'm not. There we go.
Perhaps a change in scenery you might aid? I think I probably can maintain this for another minute or two. He says, getting down almost as if offering to give her a ride.
Yeah, both will shake their head.
Sorry, just quickly track down your art for a more direct thing to show.
Oh, you found it!
Yes.
But yeah, Eplith will shake their head.
Nice.
Do you feel... So... Are you just tired, or did something happen?
I don't understand why you're focusing on me. And they, like, gesture towards everyone else, especially Aldith.
I'm still worried about what happened the other night.
What happened?
Remember the...
Oh.
Finger, hers at his collar.
Eplith, like, shakes their hand, like, no, I'm fine. Please don't worry about me when everyone else is... I didn't even get hurt. Please.
Very well. Just be careful, he says, standing back up and making way towards Aldith. I'm gonna let everyone else interact first.
Mm-hmm.
Probably had some level of conversation before I arrive anyway.
Okay. Aldith, you would see Cyril kind of walking up, more or less quiet, to the boar and start pretty much like starting to carve it open, kind of taking an assessment of its insides. I assume, Sapphire, you were helping Cyril with this?
Yes.
Alrighty. So what are you doing, Aldith, as you watch the two of them walk up to it? Galmar walks out to, now Epilith, and Dakota is... Dakota, where were you going?
I think that, well, he definitely does not want to go anywhere near the pig.
Yeah.
Galmar looks like he's going over to Aldith, I think. I think Dakota's a little too on edge to go over to Aldith.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what Sapphire's doing.
She's helping Cyril pretty much gut the creature.
Right, okay, so Dakota's not gonna go over to Sapphire. To be honest, I think that Dakota would probably go over to Ania, especially after seeing Epilith.
Cool.
Probably would just go over and sit next to them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Aldith.
Does Dakota... I was just seeing if Dakota said anything or just sat next to.
I think that Dakota would probably kind of try to go over and just probably silently, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would probably just, I don't know, remind him of. I think he would assume that silence might be more comforting. He's not sure if Epilith's the kind of sort that would want to be talked to, especially because he knows how he gets when in his changeling form.
And as Dakota like sits, Epilith will actually lean over to like lean against Dakota's shoulder
Aww.
and not say anything.
Mm-hmm.
That's super cute.
That's,
All right.
yeah, that's really sweet. I like that.
So Alda, seeing all this around you, what are you doing?
I think at first she like notices Eplith and is like, "Oh, I don't know if I'm supposed to be seeing that," and she'll immediately turn her back. So she's not active. She's like,
That's
I
cute.
don't see anything. This is not for my eyes. I am all bloody. They don't need to see that. I don't need to see what this isn't happening. She's like, I'm oblivious. I don't know what's going on. I feel like she'd probably go looking for the tusk to like see where it landed and see if she can't pick it up or like chip a piece off of it and try and make, can't see if she can't get a chunk of it to take back with her or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But besides that, she's not. She's sort of like, ooh, I went a little crazy. I probably should have calmed down. Like, is
God damn. Alrighty. So yeah, Cyril and Sapphire, as you guys are kind of more or less going the boar, that rock did a number. Did an absolute number on this thing's insides. Most of its internal organs are practically paste from the sheer force of impact that it slammed into. Trying to get this stuff out is incredibly messy, much more messy than you guys are used to. And the rock itself, you'll almost certainly need Epileph to probably configure the rock in some way, shape, or form to get the thing out. It is stuck in bone, is stuck in guts. It's pretty much it is fully impaled into this creature. They will need to stone shape it out of it to really get physically get out. This thing is also far heavier than you, Aldith, and Galmar would be physically able to move by itself. The rock specifically. This thing was massive. But what you can get out, what you're able to remove and get through and all that fun stuff, it is not an easy process. Its intestines alone are like the size of you horizontally. But you guys are able to get through it. It takes like probably half an hour, especially considering both of you are somewhat proficient. In Sapphire's case, extremely proficient in this aspect of animal cleaning. But I'm assuming you guys do it in relative silence, unless the two of you are wanting to talk during those.
No, I'm not really talking. I'm just taking and cutting away any of the spoiled meat as best I can, scraping off the nasty from the burst intestines.
Mm-hmm.
Noticing that the big giant stone is going to be a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Probably a little too sharply, I turn around. Eblith. Wait, no, I didn't actually see her turn into Eblith.
Not yet.
It would be
I'm
really
gonna turn
funny, though.
around. I'm gonna turn around. Ania. Whichever fucking one you are right now. Can you come over here and get rid of this thing?
Ebif like shrinks slightly and holds the staff closer to themselves, and then they start to get up and like shuffle over.
Oof.
And Eblif doesn't actually have any more stone shape to use, but they do have mold earth, which says that I can turn a 5-foot cube, which is the same amount as the stone shape effects, of stone into non like hazardous terrain. Can I just make it like a smooth cone and just like get it out that way?
Pretty much, yeah.
I mean, you could also probably just use that to turn the stone to dust, but I don't know.
I don't have it readied.
Yeah, you would be able to turn it kind of smooth, and it takes a bit of gumption to pull it out, but definitely with it being a smooth surface rather than a jagged one from the impact, it would be significantly easier to get this thing out.
Mm-hmm. So Epilith would like touch it with their staff, and it would become easier to move. And without asking, they would try to move it themselves, and like pitifully like grab it on the base and try to pull it out before Cyril can do it himself and not make any purchase.
I'm just gonna put a hand on her shoulder. That's fine, thank you. And I'm just gonna. This thing is still heavy as fuck.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, this thing is very heavy. But with it being smooth, it takes gumption. It takes some serious effort, and Gelmar can help you with it. But you are able to pull this thing semi-smoothly out of its insides, and kind of just like place it down next to the creature.
Yep.
Its insides
starts to
are
shuffle
messed
back
the fuck
to
up.
Dakota.
Okay. Yeah, it's the boar's insides are messed the fuck up. You guys did a number to this thing. The fact that it was moving in the first place, the fact that it was even thrashing is astonishing to you. Both of its lungs very clearly just exploded, basically. Its heart was nicked. Pretty much everything within the center of its chest, which is a lot, gone. Like it's paste at this point. The fact that it was even capable of moving after the impalement here is astonishing. And the amount of damage that Aldith did from the top, yeah, there very few creatures would be able to survive such a blow after that impalement. You would frankly be astonished by the fact that this thing had any life in it. Not only after the impalement, but after Aldous hit, it's an incredible amount of endurance that it must have had.
And I assume the elk has gotten to us with the cart by now.
Oh yeah, the elk has slowly started to come up towards you guys at this point.
All right, I am going to turn to Gelmar.
Mm-hmm.
And Sapphire.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just going to point. I'm not even going to say names anymore. I'm going to point at Gelmar. You help her. You tell him what you need him to do. And I'm just going to walk off to the elk and lead it down. And when I get there with the wagon, I'm just emptying it out, tossing the weapons out and the armor, and like not even being cautious about it today.
Okay.
Just imagine when Gelmar when Gelmar and Sapphire receive those orders, Gelmar just like looks confused, like, right, Sapphire? Let's out of sight, or quickly clenching the brown room one last time to refresh his duration, because Lord knows he's going to need the full 3 minutes for this.
Fair enough.
Epilith is going to like whisper to Dakota, like, he's angry. I'm not sure why though.
I think he's just frustrated. I don't think we need to mind it too much.
He's gonna be mad that I'm like this.
No, definitely not. No.
He can't be mad at me when I'm like this. He's too nice for that. He wants me to be someone he can be mad at. If he's mad at me.
I don't think he's mad at you for anything. Not that I can think of.
And Epilith doesn't respond. They're just observing.
Cool. All right. Aldith, what are you doing at the moment?
I don't know. If she found the tusk and got a piece of it, I'd say she'd. I don't know. I feel like she's not trying to interact with anyone right now because she's covered in blood and stuff and doesn't want to freak anyone out.
That's fair. That's fair.
I'm certain the tusk is probably somewhere around here. Gelmar did probably toss at the moment you decided to spear the thing.
Oh yeah, the tusk is roughly where the creature was, as Gelmar had broken off and essentially dropped it to the side. But
How big
it's
is this tusk?
about 7 feet in height. It's massive, and the very tip of it is very clearly like refined sharpness. Like it is meant and used to stab shit. The fact that Galmar
Like
didn't get stabbed by it is pretty impressive.
Jesus. This is like a prehistoric pig. Jesus.
Yeah, this thing was huge. This tooth alone was like half of this thing's height. It's crazy. But it's a very easy to see. And then it's super easy to get a piece off of it too, because the handhold that Gelmar made in the tusk, you can pretty much just like break off a chunk. Break off a piece of that kick at bar, but you break off a chunk of it, and you would be able to do what you want with it, really.
Do I see Aldith trying to just snip a piece off of this tusk?
You're not trying to hide it, Aldith, so I would imagine so.
No.
I'm just gonna yell from the wagon. Just bring the whole fucking thing. We need both of them, the entire body, the whole carcass, except for all of the spoiled meat and exploded organs. We need to figure out how to cut it up, fit it in this wagon, and get it back.
I think hearing that stern tone of voice, Aldith looks like a kicked puppy dog. She's like, oh, my dad used to use that voice. I'm in trouble.
Oh no.
And she's just gonna be like, okay. She's gonna try. We briefly discussed she can lift it, right? We talked about it, right?
Yeah, it's extremely unwieldy in its current form, especially by grabbing the base. So it's not necessarily the heft of it that's difficult to move. It's purely its size and the fact that it's actively taller than you are. But you are effectively able to lift it up, put it on your shoulder, and drag the son of a bitch over to the cart.
Great, so that's what she's gonna do. She's listening to Dad. She's like, I'm not. Yes, sir.
All right.
So Cyril raised his voices at Aldith. Eplith has started tearing up, like
Aww.
silently, and they weren't even the one yelled at.
Dakota's just like looking at us like, oh no, oh jeez.
Dakota's like, how do I help?
Yeah. Dakota literally is like, I don't think Dakota's like been the one, like the main one comforting people like ever in his life. But he just kind of like puts an arm around Apples, just like, hey, no, it's all right, it's all right.
Yeah, Evelyn's just quiet.
Okay. But Aldith, you managed to bring the tusk over to the cart, shoving it in. It's pretty much hanging out the back of the cart by probably about a foot or so, but you guys are able to strap it down and kind of like angle it downward so it's not, most likely not going to stab somebody. And Sapphire, you're able very effectively to clear out a lot of the insides of this creature. You've done this many times. Not a creature that this big. You are basically standing in its ribcage, trying to like clear off meat from the inside and whatever UUEs are in there. Gelmar, being taller, are able to get a lot of the taller regions and kind of scrape that stuff off. Both you, Gelmar, you've done stuff that is similar to this, being in the forge, trying to scrape off rust or, you know, other stuff like that, or imperfections in metal, or even honing bone. So you've done similar stuff to this.
Funny story, Sin. Before when he was up in the mountains, he actually worked as the primary supplier for the local butcher.
Oh,
He used his
okay.
dragon form to do that.
Oh, in that
He
case,
didn't actually become a blacksmith until well after moving into the Haven.
Okay.
Well, not well after, but you know.
Yeah. So in that case, this be something you've
Sapphire
done.
has a viciously happy grin on her face while slicing it.
Beautiful.
Good.
Sounds about
At
right.
least someone's having fun.
No. So this is something you both have proficiency in that case. Does not smell great. Epilith and Dakota being a little bit outside of it smells awful as they are getting this thing's insides out of its insides. They seem to be not quite having the time of their life. Well, Sapphire seems to be having the time of their life. Gilmar is doing this with casual precision, I believe would be the phrase. But what Dakota and Epilith, what are you two doing as you watch Aldith dragging stuff to Cyril? Gelmar and Sapphire are happily carving this thing, or attempting to carve it into pieces, try and get whatever they can out the inside before they do the rest of it. What are the two of you doing?
Evelith is good.
This is like this is why I ain't a meat feller.
Evelith has taken out the cleaning orb. And they look like they want to go over to Aldith, but Cyril's there, so they aren't moving yet. And they respond to Dakota like, I don't know what happened to it. That poor thing, it must have been feeling awful. And whatever else is going on, we don't even know if that thing is the sin, what they're called, or anything, and I don't know. I guess I should tell the druids that we got rid of it. They'll be happy.
Oh, yeah. I'd say so. Definitely seemed like it was going through a lot. You got that orb of yours. Were you thinking of using it?
Well, Aldith is and like Epilith gestures to all of Aldith currently covered in blood.
Yep.
Yeah, currently most of you guys are fairly clean, debatably. But Sapphire's of course
Dakota
getting
wasn't anywhere near it, so.
Yeah, Sapphire's getting some stuff on her from being actively inside of it. Gelmar is also doing the same, but he was also covered by the Aigu as it literally exploded onto him. And Aldith is absolutely drenched from head to toe in blood. This thing exploded onto her, so she is. Gelmar is kind of covered, like it sprayed. Aldith pretty much took a grenade of blood to her, so she is horribly drenched.
Yeah. What's Aldith doing right now?
Bringing a massive tusk to the back of the cart, where where Cyril is currently yeeting things out of it.
I guess I should wait until they're done butchering it. I think I can only use it occasionally.
Yeah.
This is a good purchase, though. And Epilith is like a tiny smile while holding the cleaning orb. Still loves the cleaning orb.
Yeah, no, it's a neat little thing you got there. Yeah. I'm thinking of maybe taking a walk. Just 'cause that smell is kind of getting a little bit. Stomach's a little topsy-turvy. You thinking might want to come back around? use the clean orb once they're all done. I'm assuming they'll probably message us, so we can message them.
I don't want you going alone, but I don't know
Well,
if
you can
they'll
go
need
with me.
What if they need me, though?
I mean, they can message us if they need us. I can ask them if it's all right.
Cyril's gonna be mad, and Evelyn starts to stand up like, we can
Sir?
go.
All right, they're heading out for they're heading out for a walk, or
Yeah, Evelyn will follow Dakota wherever Dakota goes.
So the battle itself took, I'm going to say, approximately 10 to 15 minutes. Obviously counting for time, but more thematically than mechanically. It was a relatively long battle in character. So you guys are like kind of tired. You guys started at kind of midday, so it's still obviously midday. The sun is kind of above you guys, as you guys would expect. But yeah, so you guys going to kind of walk in the forest, kind of clear your heads a little bit, attempt desperately to relax after all of this.
Dakota, relax. You're speaking crazy.
Do any of us see the two of them just start walking away?
Do the two of you message? Or talk?
They don't message. Eplith is very visible, and I think so is Dakota.
From your position inside the cart, Cyril, you probably wouldn't see them, as I imagine they'll be walking past where you guys are, kind of heading to the tree lines. Aldith would certainly see them. Gelmar and Sapphire, considering they were right next to Gelmar and Sapphire, would also almost certainly see them.
Yeah, I guess Dakota and Evelyn just hear Cyril incoherently grumbling as he's whipping things out of the cart.
Grumble, grumble.
The two troublemaking changelings sneaking away.
Aldith ain't no snitch.
Ain't no snitch.
I'm just imagining, like Dakota just kind of like says offhandedly, is like, "Hey, Cyril gets mad. You can say I'm a bad influence."
Eplith like shrinks down as soon as Dakota calls out to Cyril.
Right on. Okay. Dakota, do you say anything, or are you saying anything to Cyril?
Yeah, I think Dakota would be like, just like, me and Eplith are taking a little walk from the smell. We'll be back. All right, is that all right?
Like mid picking up somebody else's armor before he whips it out of the wagon. You're doing what?
Just taking a little bit of a walk, doing a little bit of a circle bat.
Now.
Eplith begins tearing up.
Aldith would intervene.
Do I see Evelyn tearing up?
100%.
I think I'm in the wagon and I just hear Dakota at this.
Oh, in that case, then probably not. Eplith?
No, Eplith's very quiet.
Okay. So if you're just hearing Dakota, so you would not be seeing Eplith. Aldith, you said you were intervening?
Yeah, if Cyril were to continue to, like, especially if he were to start yelling at Dakota, like, no, you can't, you're the, she'd be like, no, you're fine, you go, and she'd especially, like, she'd look very shyly towards Epilith and like hey, like a little like downcasted little look, but she'd like sort of usher them away and like give an apologetic look towards Epilith because they're crying. So she just feels guilt and she's like, get out of here. He's angry and I'm gonna make sure he's angry at me of all people so he doesn't take it out on anyone else.
Yeah, it's like Dakota's got like his arm around Appleth, and he actually looks like he was willing to like stand his ground, to be honest.
Alright. So yeah, Cyril, you see kind of Aldith kind of like look at you as you say no. Aldith immediately responds with mm-mm. How do you respond?
I think it's fitting. I have Aldith's armor in my hands. I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. Yeah, sure. Go for a fucking walk. Who gives a fucking shit anymore? Just whip the armor out of the wagon. Yeah, who gives a fucking shit? Yeah, sure. Go ahead. It's probably safe out here in the middle of the woods where everything's broken and busted, and we have no idea where the fuck that red mist came from. Yeah, sure. You'll be fine. I'm sure. Just goes back to grumbling as he's whipping things up. Where's my fucking...
What was that, Appleth?
I was saying Appleth no longer wants to leave.
Dakota, Aldith?
Dakota is straightening up, and he looks a little petty. He looks a little spiteful.
Okay. Aldith?
I feel like this is about to be like the most divorced parent talk in the world. Because Aldith is about to stand up for the two children behind her.
Aldith cracks her knuckles. Alright, motherfucker. Round 2, bitch. Seriously, she's gonna be like, listen, you can be mad at me. You can be mad at me. You can't be mad at them. Let them go do what they want. They are upset. Just leave them be. You can cuss me out all you want. Just cuss me out. Leave them alone.
I say they couldn't go? No, I said they could fucking go. And I just put I have my spear slung on my shoulder because I've now got the wagon empty. I'm gonna go cut the fucking thing up into pieces. It'll fit in here better.
You know what? You go do that. I don't want to see you anymore.
I just shoulder past. Just whatever. Do whatever the fuck you want.
We will.
Fucking amateurs. Out here in the middle of fucking...
Well, that sounds like permission enough to me. All right, let's head out. There's like flipping leading Appleth by the like my hand on hand on shoulders, just like all right, let's head out. Man, I wish I could cast Misty Step on person.
I thought you could.
If for my rulings, whatever you are holding, including people, come with you from Misty Steps.
Well, that does explain how you can take clothes with you.
Yeah. Specifically from my ruling, you can, if you are holding someone, you can actively Misty Step 30 feet with them.
Yeah, they fixed naked teleportation after 2nd edition.
Yeah, to be honest, Dakota might be like kind of like petty, and I'm just like, all right, let's give him some time to cool off. Let's head out. Might honestly Misty Step Dakota and like Appleth like a little ways off. Not really wanting to hear the bickering today. Not in the mood.
That's fair.
Not in the mood for your shit.
Alright.
Before the Misty Step, like it does go through, but Dakota can see Appleth trying to change back to Ania, like streaks of their hair go black for a second and then just sort of fizzle out.
Yeah, Dakota's not having that today.
Shawoosh. Alda, seeing the two of them kind of Misty Step, so 30-foot teleportation basically. What are you doing?
I'd say she would message them and be like, just like a, do reach out if you get into any trouble. Like, just like the very, like, mom, like, you know, come back when the street light comes on, you know?
I like message
As long as you're back before 10.
Yeah, literally, she's like, curfew is when the sun starts to, dim.
It's almost fitting that the entire time Sin has been asking what our intentions are with his pig.
All right. So, yeah, that's what you guys are doing. So, next episode, which will not be next week, I won't be taking next week off, mostly so I can get my homework done, so I can do a couple of other things as well. I might be doing a collab week in 2 weeks, so I might also take that week off of D&D as well. I have not quite decided yet, but I'll let you guys know sometime next week, as I've been wanting to do a collab week for a while, but obviously homework and medical stuff and general tiredness, exhaustion, all that fun stuff has been getting in the way. So I'll let you guys know sometime next week what my intentions are for 2 weeks from now, and whether or not we do D&D that week. There's a couple of things I want to play around with, a couple of things I want to do before that point. But in the meantime, you guys are welcome to check out the various series that I do. You guys can check out our Discord, where you guys are able to talk to all of us as we are inside the Discord various times. If you guys want to check out my players, who several of them do their own streams, you guys can check them out there. And we'll be back in a couple of hours for me to finish off the speed run of Resident Evil Requiem, as that is the semi-final thing I need to do in the game, aside from being the game on Insanity. And tomorrow we're going to be doing the sister campaign, King's Kindness, where they are going to be fighting the Grey Dragon that had fought this boar and lost, which is going to be super exciting. Let me move over to my
Tell me they
answer.
Hear the explosion.
Oh, almost certainly.
Impacting.
I'm pretty sure they probably also heard Gelmar's initial roar. He had the Pass Without a Trace removed off of him just specifically so he could grab the boar's attention in the first place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, they're going to hear a lot of sounds out there. Whether or not they're going to pay attention, as several of them may or may not be dying next episode, is very debatable. But they will certainly be hearing it, and it's going to be pretty exciting. But if you guys haven't done a raid with us before, feel free to grab that raid message as we pop over to one of my friends. Let me see who is on at the moment, because I know a couple of people are on. Let's see. Doctor's on, Silence on, Abba's on. Oh, Evie's playing West of Loathing, which we beat on Tuesday. So, how many times? Yeah, I can rate her. So let's pop over to Evie. We can say hi to her. She's surprisingly far through the game. We're gonna give her some love. We're gonna see what wild stuff she's doing. As I know you guys quite enjoyed the West of Loathing series that we did. And she's a very, very entertaining and very sweet person. So we're going to pop over. We're going to give her some love. We're going to say hi to her. And hopefully I will see all of you fine folks later on today at midnight. So in about 3 hours or so for Resident Evil. And tomorrow at 6 p.m. PST for when we do King's Kindness. All right, have a lovely night, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you so much, Asti, for the raid today. If you guys haven't checked out Astalith, please go check them out. They are amazing, a very good friend, and very large member of the community. And we'll see all of you fine folks next time. Have a good night. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Night.
Take care.
Shaboosh.